Today we're going to do a demonstration of MarCom Central. MarCom Central streamlines marketing operations by allowing end users located anywhere in the world to gain access to a web-based marketing portal for the ordering, customization, production, and management of marketing assets, templates, and finished products. There's a variety of ways of gaining access to a MarCom Central storefront. You can access the system via a standard login screen like this one, or we can incorporate a link within a secure environment such as the one that you see here, where Robert Miller, who is a branch manager for Jensen Bank, he is logged into their intranet site, their employee portal, and within that environment we can put a link like this one, and by clicking that link we will employ single sign-on, which essentially will pass the security token associated with that user back and forth between the two systems and automatically log Robert Miller in. Now that single sign-on process does more than just authenticate the username and password of the user. It associates that user with a minimum of one or more user groups. User groups are the way in which MarCom Central can differentiate content between users, can differentiate permissions between users, and possibly even having different price scenarios between users. Now every user has their own unique user profile. So you can see here, this user information can be visible to the end user or not, locked down or not. So we might want to restrict his ability to change his title, and he might have some billing information that is associated with him as a user but not necessarily visible to him here. Things like a cost center code or things like that. Going back to the home page can be anything that you choose. This is an open HTML pane. This particular home page has a scrolling marquee featuring various items. Also notice that this particular user has a user budget. There's a variety of ways of paying for items in the store in MarCom. You can utilize user budget, credit card, PO, cost centers, quite a different variety of different ways of paying for items. And also notice down the bottom here we have a scrolling marquee. Essentially this is called Silverlight, by the way, and this is a way of scrolling through items the way that you do on a smartphone. Just user enhancements, ways of making the home page look more intuitively obvious and easy to use. Now going into the catalog, there is no limit to the type of item that you can have inside of a store. Those varieties of items are static items, inventoried items, versioned items, variable data items, and electronic items. There isn't anything that doesn't fall into one of those categories. And as you can see here, we've got quite a listing of different types of products. Now these products range from non-traditional printed pieces like hats and t-shirts to very traditional printed pieces like stationery and business cards and letterhead. Now if we were to go into a business card, notice all of the user information pre-populates the fields on the left. Also notice my preview pane tries to stay with me as I scroll through this page. Also notice that if I add this to the shopping cart prior to previewing it, it'll give me a warning indicating that I have to preview the item before I can add it to my shopping cart. So I'll do that. I'll refresh this preview by clicking the green Refresh Preview button. And what's happening here is it's taking the Fusion Pro desktop template on the right with the associated rules and logic that are built in and the information provided by the client on the left and merging the two together. So when I take a close look at this, I'll see that several things are happening inside of this proof. First of all, we're downsampling the graphic to discourage the client from printing this locally. The other thing to notice here is notice there are asterisks, plus signs, brackets, and hyphens as character separators in the telephone number field. The reason why I'm pointing that out, and obviously that's not real life for a business card format, is this formatting is controlled by rules built into the template itself. So regardless of how the client enters their telephone number, notice I've got hyphens and periods as character separators in the data provided here, the template will override that formatting to make sure that the associated branding of the business card stays consistent from user to user. And the reason why this is such an important aspect of the system is allowing end users to customize content is a really wonderful idea, but it's also potentially dangerous. You wouldn't want clients to enter data and have it formatted incorrectly. Invariably, that would turn into a bad job and have to be reprinted. So by employing rules and logic in the template to maintain consistent branding, the opportunity for error is decreased. So I'll add this business card to my shopping cart. And as you can see, our shopping cart is designed to be very easy to understand and intuitively obvious. Notice you can change the quantity on the fly. You could preview your item on the fly, delete the item from your shopping cart, etc. We do support coupon codes. Coupon codes can be a dollar amount or a percentage amount off an individual item or off the shopping cart in general. We also support the ability to save a shopping cart such that you could go back and in the event your shopping experience is disturbed, you can save your shopping cart and go back in and all of those items will be still in the shopping cart waiting for you. Going back into the catalog, a more advanced versioned item would be something like a sign, a point of purchase sign. Now, the challenge here is the end user wants to be able to create customized content. But the marketing department wants to make sure that the client only behaves in a way that is approved by the marketing department. So when creating this sign, it starts with a question. What industry is this sign supposed to address? Are you interested in talking about the bank in general? Do you want to talk about banking products, investing products, or loans products? In the event I select banking products, now when I go into the image gallery, these 12 images have all been pre-approved by marketing for use with the banking products brand. Not only are those images associated with the banking products brand, but the available headlines now have also been pre-approved. Certain elements within the sign can be required or not, so a subheadline is not a required element. We do support the idea of open text editing as well. So at a design level, you can determine how much content can be customized by the user. I will tell you that in the event you allow open text editing, best make sure that you've got spell checking built in. And MarCom has spell checking, as you can see. Again, because the idea of end users customizing content can be dangerous. And certain levels of editing control can also be offered to the end user. In this case, the ability to change the typeface to bold and italicized. Now I'll say save, and again I'll refresh the preview of this item. And what this is going to do is take the associated content that I've specified, take the appropriate template for the banking division, and merge that together into a custom sign, as you can see. So the Jensen Bank banking logo, no fee checking account, the photo of the check, and customized text here inside of this text frame. Now, had I selected a different division, so the investing industry, now when I go into the gallery, now I see a totally different series of photos, and I also have totally different headlines. When I refresh this preview, you'll see that the branding associated with the sign has also changed to represent the color schema tied back to the investing division and their logo. It's also important to notice that there's a variety of ways of delivering this content. So now that we have proofed this sign and we find it acceptable, we could add it to our shopping cart for print production. I could choose to download this file immediately, and I could download that as a JPEG, a low-res PDF, or a high-res PDF. Or if I want, I could even send an email with a link to the output file with the file available in whatever format you determine. So I'll add this to my shopping cart as well. One other piece that's important to notice is the ability to utilize the system as a digital asset management solution. So a place where corporate logos or photos of various products can reside. Digital assets like this can be free to download or could be added to your shopping cart and paid for. And after they're checked out, a link could be provided, or you could just provide a link right here where the client can download this content however they choose. MarCom Central is a wide open system from the idea of unlimited number of users, an unlimited number of items, an unlimited number of transactions. There are no additional fees for any of those. And as you can see, there really is no limit to the type of item, as I've said before. So you can have kits, you can have digital assets, so the latest and greatest PowerPoint presentation or format. You can use it for intellectual property like brand guidelines, newsletters, etc. One of the strengths of MarCom Central leverages our variable data tool, Fusion Pro Desktop, and in fact you can utilize the system for highly complex one-to-one marketing or VDP. The workflow associated with a VDP application is obviously select the content that you're interested in. This particular piece leverages quite a few of our different technologies. And any variable data piece begins with the database. There's quite a variety of ways of getting that data into the application. You could utilize a file that you personally have uploaded in the past. You could choose to upload a new file. Our system will support any file with any delimiter, any flat file with any delimiter, I should say. We also accept Excel files, ODBC databases, tag markup files, etc. An additional feature of our application is the ability to punch out to third-party list providers and purchase data online. We integrate with AccuData, USA Data, and GeoSelector. This time, however, I'm going to utilize my own file. And I'll say continue. When I do that, it's important to make sure that your database is mapping appropriately to the template. So I can see the template fields on the left. I can see via this pull-down menu all of the fields of the database that I uploaded on the right. These associations can be easily remapped with a preview of the data in the sample data field. So we can see that this database maps perfectly. Once the data is mapped, we'll say continue. And this is where we have the ability to version within a variable data piece. So the paragraph here is a static element that appears on every piece, and that paragraph exists right here. So I could change this to a different company name per se. So rather than Jensen Bank, I'll make this Rico USA. And rather than this card coming from Robert Miller, I can change that to be coming from Brian. Now, we're going to preview several records of data just to see how this campaign performs. So I'm going to specify the first and last records in the database, the longest and shortest campaign field, and record number 5 chosen at random. When I refresh this preview, the application is looking at the specified records of data. Predicated on the value in the campaign field, it's going to go and get the appropriate template. Then it's going to perform whatever function that template says to do and render a record of data. So if I maximize this view, you'll see that the first record of data has Aiselin's name and skywriting in the sky. The reason why that is Aiselin does business with the banking division of Jensen Bank. They utilize this blue formatted card, and their tagline is, Aiselin with Jensen Banking, the sky is the limit. Hence the correlation to the personalized image. The product that creates this personalized image, by the way, is called Fusion Pro Expression. And the way that works is we take individual graphic representations of individual characters of the alphabet. Based upon the data, those individual graphic representations of characters are stitched together, and then that entire graphic can be manipulated within a specific environment. Fusion Pro expression. Now, notice, by the way, we also have personalization within the text. So this is where we have Rico USA included into that paragraph. Obviously, we have an address frame here. Plus, we also have a personalized URL. So www.survey.jensenbank.com/Aislinn Fitzgerald. This is accomplished via another PTI product called Fusion Pro Links. Fusion Pro Links is a software as a service model, as is MarCom Central. And I'm going to go to that link right now. I have it pre-scripted in here, survey.jensenbank.com/Aislinn Fitzgerald. Now, when we go to that link, you will see in a moment a customized microsite. This microsite is specific to Aislinn in every way. We're going to incorporate her name into the required fields on the right. So this is all the information that we have about this record of data. We also have this little customized flash piece that we built into this. This can be anything that you choose. It's simple HTML. You can use any HTML editor you like to create this. It can be as many pages deep and as complex HTML as you choose to create. Now, at this point, the Links product will be able to quantify that Aislinn has at least visited her personalized URL. That's considered to be a site visit. Consider that a tier 1 lead, per se. When we created this HTML, we were trying to collect some additional information from the visitors. So when we click the submit button, it indicates that we need a telephone value to be entered in order to progress through the system. So we'll include that information, and by adding that text and saying submit, now the system will no longer consider Aislinn simply as a site visitor. It actually considers her to be a form respondent at this point because she has provided the basic information that we were interested in, the telephone number. But by entering that information, she also got to a secondary page which has a survey. And we would also collect all of this information and associate it with her record of data. So this would be considered now a tier 2 lead because Aislinn not only visited the site, but she provided the information that we requested on the initial microsite page and potentially gave us additional information for us to follow up with her on in the future. Now, the second record of data utilizes a totally different image set. That's because that client does business with the loans division of Jensen Bank. This is where we inserted Brian's name. So Michael, call Brian at Jensen Bank regarding your loan. Again, Rico USA in the paragraph. Again, a personalized URL specific to Michael. The address frame as before. The third record of data also utilizes the loans division template. But if you take a close look at the two different images tied to the loans division template, you'll notice that we're not just stripping the client's name in at the top. We're actually rewriting this entire image. And the reason why we do that is this type of personalized imagery, your eye is very good at looking at and determining whether or not this is a realistic image. So tricks that happen within this would be to make sure that the two L's next to each other would not be identical. The two N's would not be identical in the event this was truly a handwritten note. Now, you can get away with quite a bit with an image like this, but clearly your eye knows that this cow would not be flat. And simply putting characters on the side of that cow, your eye would notice immediately and dismiss this image as a trick. But as a result of us wrapping this font or this image over the shoulder bone and through the flank and incorporating the skin flaps here, this makes this image more plausible to your eye. And ultimately, this image is designed to accomplish one task for your direct mail campaign, and that's simply to get it into the kitchen. The scenario that I imagine is at my house, between my mailbox and my kitchen is a garbage can. And I stop there and I get rid of all the junk mail before I bring the good stuff into the kitchen. So if I was to receive a postcard like this that had an intriguing image on it, like the one you see here, the likelihood of that card getting into the kitchen and the chance for my message, which for the investing division of Jensen Bank is to ask Coleman to bet the farm on Jensen Bank's new investment options, that message now has a chance because this is not in the garbage can in the driveway. Again, you'll notice that the template has changed to represent the colors tied back to the investing division, as well as a personalized URL for Coleman. So, MarCom Central, again, an online marketing asset management system featuring the ability to manage a variety of different marketing products, ranging from static items to inventoried items, versioned items, variable data items, and electronic items, all in one storefront. Thank you for taking the time today to learn a little bit about MarCom Central, and have a good day.